What's going on, guys? Happy New Year. I'm happy to be back. It is the first of the month and I am starting it off right with a YouTube video. I do have a strategy guide for you and it's for Town Hall 11, but this can be applied in other town halls. It's just very effective right now in Town Hall 11 the way it stands. So with that being said, let's take a look. So before we get started, huge shout out to Kalle, who you might know from the ESL Town Hall 12 Cups. I'm trying to learn how to play it at an 11 and go up against some of these bases. And Kalle said, this is the way to do it, mass minor with the siege barracks. And he was 100% right. So I've had really good success rate with this. It's not going to triple all the time, but it will triple probably about 99% of the time. So basic breakdown before we get into the replays and I show you and I break it down is this is going to be your standard composition. You can give or take a few things, but for the most part, you want 40 miners. You want the baby dragon for the funnel. And you have the wizards and the archers just for a little extra cleanup here. Siege barracks, you're gonna fill either with hogs or loons. I like my hogs and I think they work really nicely with miners, especially with what we've been seeing with the hybrid attacks. We'll do another video on that coming up soon. But then your heroes are gonna work together, but your Grand Warden is gonna be reserved for your miners. Now for your spells. So you've got your 5 heals that you're gonna spread across the base where you need, and then of course the poison for the CC and the freezes where needed. So let's take a quick look into this raid and then we'll follow up with another one as we break them down. So for this base, Siege Barracks starts off at the 9 o'clock side here. And the great thing about this is it houses the P.E.K.K.A., the wizards, and you just let it go. Don't open it up, let it go on its own. That's gonna serve as your funnel there. King and queen are set immediately after. As soon as you drop that, drop your king, drop your queen right behind him, and that baby dragon set to funnel with the miners sweeping right through the center of the base, as you can see here with the Grand Warden behind. Now, if you have a loon in that CC, regardless of what it is, get the CC poisoned up. If there's a loon there, freeze it and keep your miners healed up going through, and you can save another poison there. You see I had to use it for that loon again, it looked like, but you can always use it for the eagle. I need to make sure that that loon went down. So the hogs deploy from my siege barracks, finally working alongside with the wizards. You can see the miners working through the space nicely. King and queen sweeping through the outside of this base as well. Queen still with her ability. I've got the extra archers for additional cleanup where needed. Plus those wizards were already down to kind of help along with the king and queen as well. But so many miners still working through this base, and that queen didn't even need her ability on this one. And we're talking about how overpowered this is, that you can have the queen ability still here at the very end. And I had mishaps. I didn't get that loon down. You know, there were things that I did kind of wrong in this base. I'm still learning this type of strategy, so I'm kind of slow moving with it when I could be a little bit faster. And regardless, I was still able to swag my queen ability, which you can see here in the very end, and tons of miners left over. King and Grand Warden basically straight through to the end of the raid. So the first one, obviously amazing to have swag queen ability when that was actually my first time doing it. So second time, do you think I can swag anything else? Even if things go wrong, let's take a quick look. You can see the siege barracks down right at the 9 o'clock side. There's not too much splash damage to worry about. You're going to want to think about key things as you're working your heroes on one side versus your siege barracks on the other. King and queen set for the funnel. Miners working very quickly through here with that Grand Warden behind. There was no CC in this one. I will point that out. There was no CC in this, so that made it a little bit easier. But again, I forgot to actually boost my units for this, and I forgot to boost it for the other one. So that does make a difference when you're going against maxed bases, but still a very powerful hit. So miners working through very nicely. Queen still going strong around the outside of the base. Grand Warden still going strong, and look at these miners go. So I had these two. So part of my mishap was I brought 2 poison. Well, somebody gave me a poison, and I wasn't supposed to get it. It was supposed to be 2 freezes, and I didn't even need them because there were no CC there. So I had some swag spells in the end here, those swag 2 poisons, that were completely unnecessary. But if there was a CC here, I would have needed those spells regardless. But you can see the power of non-max troops on this one, on a maxed base. Though my troops aren't too far. My heroes are of course, completely maxed. But again, it is a very powerful strategy. And I do want to point out that the first hit picking up a triple with swag ability is a huge power through. So just again, a quick recap here. This is going to be your basic component. In your CC, you're going to want those hogs. You're going to bring 2 freezes in your CC. Get that siege barracks. So hopefully someone in your clan has it, because you get the extra power of the P.E.K.K.A.s and the wizards. This is maybe a bit too overpowered for 11. So for your main troops, you want the 40 miners, 1 baby dragon, 2 wizards for cleanup, and the 2 archers as well for cleanup. And let me know how it's working for you. Get your thoughts and comments in the chat below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to click that thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, why not? So I'll be putting out more content regularly for you guys, various town hall levels, so you can learn what works, what's not working. And I'm going to show you what I'm learning in 11 Original within my war attacks. And we'll also be doing a rush at base kind of fix. Well, it's already rushed. A fix that rushed base sort of episode. And I need to work on some new strategies with that. So a lot more to come. Until next time, this is LadyB. I'll catch you guys later.